So it's like all these bad figure types that are trying to promote democracy. It's like, I'm sorry, but that's like it's like a giant union. That's like, here's how we're going to go and back all of our interests, guise it as democracy, and then the West thinks that it's going and it's helping these things, but we're not even looking at the people who created these organizations in the first place and going like, whoa. Is this actually them promoting what it is that we think as the average person is good democracy? Because it's like, if we really care about the idea of people having sovereignty, then it's like, well, then let the Russians and let the Chinese and let the people in Ethiopia and let these people decide for themselves then. Like, why are we coming in with our resources to be like, here's how you start a revolution? It's like, if they can't figure out what it is that they need to do in order to try and figure it out with their government, like the same way that we have to learn here, like that we have to figure out ourselves. It's like, what, they can't do that either? They can't try and figure that out?
You
I don't
bring
understand.
up a very, very, very relevant ideology. Like this dogma you just presented was the very thing about this whole audience. All of you know the WEF, and you alluded to Henry Kissinger and George Soros and David Rockefeller. Well, if everybody here knows the WEF, you should definitely know where the WEF came from, which was the Club of Rome. And the Club of Rome, also founded by David Rockefeller, same with the Trilateral Commission. And even when you see, they don't hide it. This is the thing with the Trilateral Commission. You actually go on their website, look, championing a commitment to the rule of law, open economics and society. Not a coincidence. You know, you get George Soros's Open Societies Foundation, and then you get this Trilateral Commission and democratic principles. So all under the guise of what they're trying to do here. But you said the WEF, and the WEF being founded on the Club of Rome. The Club of Rome's greatest literature in 1972, Limits to Growth. They not only believe in the limits to growth, they look at people, like you just said, if they can't figure it out, well, there are people out there that look at the less development nations as if they can't figure it out. They're not as intelligent as the West, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I can believe that. This is one of Matthew's favorite lines. What do I need to ignore in order to believe that? So if I'm going to believe that the African nations cannot do the same development and better that we have in the West, I have to ignore the fact that they have been subjugated to people like the Club of Rome, or organizations like the Club of Rome, for generations upon generations. I'd have to ignore all of the economic hitman type stuff, operations that have gone on there to keep them underdeveloped. Even the IMF conditions on the loans that they give have prevented them from doing infrastructure developments to help them. So you have to really look at this whole big game and go, oh, I wonder why they haven't done this thing. It's like most of the time it's because of external fingers wanting to suck on their resources, keep it from the people using their own resources, which here in Alberta, we know lots about not being we can't even refine our own oil. We know what it's like to have other people capitalize on your resources.